see that continue here. Heavenly Father, we believe that you've done that. Lord, we just pray, Heavenly Father, for the good today. We pray, God, that you've been the room that even one works the same. We pray most for kids, Heavenly Father, that you watch over them as they travel around. Thank you for showing them what to go, Heavenly Father. Sometimes can be left sometimes. Heavenly Father, we just pray, God, that you watch over them and have your name. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for Bobby 2000 announcement today. Each one take part in any way. God, help us make this prayer better. We pray, Heavenly Father, for them to make your way this time. Lord, we just thank you for each one here today. We pray for each one sitting in each stand today. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Thank you. All right, this time we're going to ask our, let me get my glasses on here so I can read. Our first class of the day is going to be our underweights. These are goats that did not make weight for the sale. So first up today is going to be Alexandria Zirkle, Reland McKnight, Madison Oldacre, Adrienne Reed, and Xander Forbes. Y'all can make your way to the ring at this time, and we'll get this show started. And if you wasn't here with us yesterday, I want to introduce our judge to you. His name is Taylor Langford. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. Taylor currently serves as livestock judge and team coach at the University of Tennessee. Before going to the University of Tennessee, Taylor completed his degrees as judge at Northeastern University. He later completed a master's degree at Virginia Tech. Along with coaching, Taylor served as a lecturer and recruiter for the Department of Animal Science and is pursuing his PhD this summer. Taylor has been sorting shows for over 13 years and has been blessed to sort in over 30 states. And he is excited to be back here in West Virginia today. He was in Cabell County, I think, last week, and we got him 2 weeks ago in Cabell County. So he drove right back up to Tennessee. Give him a big hand. Okay, while we're still waiting on our underweight class to get to the show ring, if they are here, you all may go ahead and enter the ring, please. The judge is here and ready to go. Followed by our underweights will be our market class goats, Class 1. Class 1, be making your way to the gate, please. Class 1. Shelby Bryan, Augusta Solander, Natalie Layton, Patience Weethy, Victoria Sullivan, Paisley Parsons, Hayden Davis, and Willow Ingalls. Be making your way to the gate. If it starts raining, you guys just come on in the show ring. We'll stage you right here behind the gate until your show time starts. So if it starts raining on you out there, just come on in the show ring.
Should we do that? Where's Trent at? I'll talk to him.
Again, we want to thank everyone for attending this year's 2026 Mason County Fair Market Gate Show. Glad to have you here with us today. We have a few announcements. Our Grand and Reserve Champion Goat banners today will be sponsored by Mackenzie Jones Realtor and Angie Zimmer Realty. There will be a Grand Champion belt buckle. Give the Grand Champion winner belt buckle by United Producers. We have a new award, the Man at the Gate Award. to the third place and will be presented by his family. Rookie of the Year banner sponsored by Roadrunners 4-H Club. Banner goes to highest placing exhibitor in their species for the first year show. Born and raised winners receive $500 sponsored by Bob's Market. The Yoder Award will be presented for the Clean Stall Award sponsored by Matt Rouse, Sam, and Haney Nyberg. Banners for all the shows this year were purchased locally at the Mason County Career Center. They were designed and printed by the graphic design class. Mulch in the show ring donated by DJM Hardwoods and Veneer. And the backdrop for the pictures today is donated by Rocky and Susan Sturgeon. I believe that covers all the sponsors at this time. We'll go over them again here about halfway through the show, and where the judge is getting underway.
On the weight side that maybe didn't 100% get where they needed to be, but I still appreciate the fact that the kids get the opportunity to come out here and get them presented because it takes a lot of time. A lot of things can happen at home. These things get sick easy. I've dealt with it. We feed a lot of these things, but I still think amongst the five, there's plenty of good. The one that I end up starting is the gentleman up front. I think for me, we start talking about the show goat basics. I think where that one excels in my mind is from the side. I think that one's got a nice look. That one's balance and symmetry and just skeleton. It's a little more my speed. But as a bonus, when you handle them, I still think that one's the best in terms of just sheer shape. Right out of the back of the shoulder, that big stouter out of the tip. I just feel like that's the one that needs to win. Painted up goat we got there too. In terms of chest, in terms of forearm racking going, I like that goat a good deal. He's got some quantity of muscle for sure. Same time, compared to a class winner, maybe not just as attractive from the side, but rounder in terms of his shoulder, the loft in terms of his hip and his tail set. But I still think a goat that's got the essentials just need to balance him better from the side. Kind of the fawn colored one we got over here in third. Probably has the advantage balance-wise. That one's taller at the point of her shoulder. I like her top line. I like her hind leg. Of those top three, I do feel like she gives up the most in terms of just spread, shape, and dimension. Just need a little bit more of her. Need to power her up in order for her to rival those two ahead. Kind of the off-take one we got here in four. From the side, I don't mind that goat at all. I think in terms of just length of hip, length of skeleton front end, I think that goat's plenty good. It's this view right here that I just asked myself, is there enough? And unfortunately, the goat's a little frailer down low, probably not just as stout. Right out of the upper part of its hip and down through the base of its skeleton. But from the side, plenty of value. That lady over here's got one. It doesn't end up where it does because it's arguably the smallest one. Because I still think, even though it is the little one, I like the shape of that goat's body. I like just his balance and his symmetry. For me, it comes down to handling quality. He's probably not just fresh enough today in terms of his muscle pattern and not just as bulky and dense as he needs to be. Great way to kick us off, though. If you guys will ringside, let's congratulate these five. They've done a heck of a job out here.
All right, thank you to our underweight class. class 5th place was Alexandria Zirkle. 4th, Madison Oldacre. 3rd, Ryland McKnight. 2nd was Andriana Reed, and 1st was Xander Forbes. Okay, up next, if we have our first class of the day for our Market Goat class show. Class 1, we need Shelby Bryan, Augustus Olanger, Madeline Lake, Patience Wheaty, Victoria Sullivan, Paisley Parsons, Hayden Davis, and Willow Ingalls. You may enter the ring this time. Okay, Judge Langford, this is your class. Class 2, Market Goats. Class 2, Market Goats, be making your way to the gate, please. Need you at the gate. Halen Jones, Jocelyn Brandel, Hunter Hall, Jaden Patrick, Casey Tennant, Abraham Schoonover, Kendall Henry, Curtis Jones, Ava Kirkpatrick, Sophie Bryan, Gavin Hammer, and Kelsey Henry. Report to the gate at this time, please. Class 1 goats all weigh in at 65 pounds. They are all 65-pound goats. System. The way the judge works this, he'll place each class last to first as we go through each class, and then the first place from each class will come back for the final drive, which he will pick a grand reserve champion and right on down through the top 10, I believe, is where we're going today. And once a number 1 spot comes out of the ring, the number 2 second place goat will step in their spot. Now, a lot of times you may think that second place goat don't have a chance, but a lot of times that second place goat from that first division or the 4th division could be your reserve champion. So that's the way it's going to work today, and it's a real good system, and I'm glad to see the fair put that in place.
over there and get tissues to clean it up. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Good way to kick off our weight class, and I think young ladies, whether relative to this situation, needs to win. I think that goat's got a nice look. I like just his arrogance up front, and yet his structural quality is in check. But I think more importantly than that, his outright advantage over everything in this class is just freshness. His shape is square, it's dimensional. His hip is the biggest in this class. So it kind of works hand in hand. Market goat fundamentals, he's got it. It doesn't hurt that he's also the best looking, best built one in this class. I think he handles this class, like I said, rather routine and needs to win. You can have some conversation here between 2 and 3. There's things that if we combine them, I think we make one that's pretty interesting. Young lady's goat that winds up in second, ends up in second over 3 because personally on the handle, that one is square right out of the back of its shoulder. The shape of that one's loin edge is firmer, and I think that goat composition-wise is a little more in check. In terms of balance and how these two compare, that goat's longer neck, he's neater through his sternum. Compared to our class winner where he gets speed, is just build of hip, build of hind leg. He's a little thicker at the base of his neck, but I still think composition-wise he needs to be over the dapple. The dapple here is one that in terms of just skull, chest, forearm, a lot alike, and his rib cage is round. He's actually got some spread. I think of the top 3 though, I also can say that he is probably the softest to the touch just in terms of his muscle pattern. He's a little rounder in his muscle, a little steeper out of his hip. I like that goat a good deal, honestly, flank forward, but flank back's where we got to reconstruct him in terms of build. Nice trio though to get us started off. second, and then we move over here to 4. This goat's being a little ornery, but the young lady stuck with it. This goat's advantage over the dapple is honestly just build and hip, tail set, and hind leg. I like the construction of that goat's top line. His front end assembly reads right. We step in and handle it, and it's so interesting because his rack handle's fresh. We move back to his loin and it just kind of fades out. I watch those 4 goats go away, and when you study him going, he is the narrowest to the base of his skeleton. He's too flat in the base of his leg. But I like that goat from the side. Need a little bit more of him mid-rib back. Goat over here, really lean, really trim kind of a goat that's actually probably got the advantage in terms of loin edge over the goat ahead. Same time. Study that one from the side, maybe just a little longer, a little rounder in terms of her shoulder blade. Probably not just as good in terms of his skeleton. Don't know if he balances up just as nicely. Goat we've got right here, good skin, good pelt on the one. I like his look, like his proportions. Man, I just wish there was more of him. You step in and handle, he's too narrow out of the back of his shoulder, kind of matches going away. Red goat we've got here. I think this doe kid's nice, and her extension up front, her balance, just how her hind leg works, I'm a big fan of. Similar story to what we just said. Step in and handle. I got to have more of her. She just knocks out enough all the way through. Got to pry her open, give her a shot more muscle. Go down here that wraps us up. Honestly, is one that just in terms of shape and trimness, probably as good as any of them. I don't know if he's got enough dimension, but I think more than that, his look from the side just reads a little round. Got to clean that goat up in terms of build. Nice way to get your first class off. Let's congratulate these kids as they have to.
Okay, congratulations, Class 1. Class 1, third place, went to the Roadrunners 4-H Club exhibitor Shelby Bryan. Second place in that group, the Elite Art Pioneers with Paisley Carson. And first place in the Mason County Vocational FFA was Willow Ingalls. Congratulations. Willow will be back for our final drive here at the while. Okay, Class 2 market goats. You may enter the ring this time. Class 2, Halen Jones, Jocelyn Brandel, Hunter Hall, Jalen Patrick, Casey Tennant, Abraham Schoonover, Kendall Henry, Curtis Jones, Ava Kirkpatrick, Sophie Bryan, Gavin Hammer, and Kelsey Henry. I can't quite make it out there, Judge. We should, what I'm showing, we should have 12 heads in the ring. Okay, that's your class. Okay, Class 3 market goats can make your way to the gate. Class 3 market goats make your way to the gate. Braden Moody, Courtney Henry, Eli Smith, Michaela Hickman, Easton Holly, Chloe Patrick, Brantley Clark, William Hickman, Daisy Schoonover, Kenley Starberry, and Riley Ingle. Make your way to the gate, please. This Class 2 group of goats we have in the ring now, they all weighed in at 70 pounds. up with all the action from the Mason County Fair this week with Point Pleasant Live. They are live on Facebook. You can watch live streams throughout the week and also check out photos from all around the fair. All photos taken by Point Pleasant Live are free to download, and you can keep up with everything going on right there on their Facebook page. Special thank you to the students of Point Pleasant Live for their hard work and dedication during another year of covering the Mason County Fair. Let's give them a round of applause. The Point Pleasant Live, they do a lot of work here each and every year and throughout the county through the year. So we really appreciate all they do. If you have someone at home that's shut in, can't get out and attend the fair, or if they're working and want to watch a show, they can get on Point Pleasant Live on Facebook and view it. That way they won't miss out. So if you got someone at home, let them know they can watch.
Obviously, class size gets a little bigger, but I still think these two in particular kind of jump out when we first walk in the ring. They're a little different pace, and I'll tell you, the one that wins does so because he is just so radical in terms of his shaping, just his content of muscle. I love his skull shape, that he's got a short boxy ear, a big arm, a big chest, and yet I still think that guy looks right from the side. I want to lay him back in his knee. I think if we could drop his knee back in him, it just makes him that much more intriguing. But man, propped up, big-ended, fat back, back, awesome cage. That's a really good goat that needs to win this class. Now, if you ask me who my favorite is from the side, it's this goat right here. I love that thing's look and build. That thing's hind leg is good. Problem is in class with him, and if you step in behind that pair, there's just not enough goat. His forerib's a little flatter, but I think more specifically right behind his shoulder, he's just not as burly, especially over his right edge of his loin. His pin set's got to be stouter, but I like those two goats a good deal. We got a power goat right here in third. I think that thing is as broad-headed, as wide-chested, and as manly as you can make them. Stout, stout, stout-backed, good body shape, lower rib cage is right compared to those top two. Just not wild enough looking from the side. He's a little thicker in terms of just the pole of his skull, his shoulder, and his hip. Just read too round for a guy like me. Like I said, he is very, very stout. Got to balance him up better from the side. This goat right here, honestly, from a trimness and a muscularity standpoint, I may actually prefer him over that goat. He isn't as stout as that goat, but his shape, his pressure. Bottom line, we put that goat in motion. He's too rock forward in his shoulder. He's not as coordinated out of his hind leg. I think his build ends up limiting him to fourth today. Black-headed goat crawls into fifth, and I think one that, just from a standpoint of look and skeleton, I'm a big, big fan. Unfortunately, of those top five, she gives up the most in terms of feature and just sheer power out of the back of her shoulder. Goat we've got right here in sixth. Fundamentals are right. Rib cage, spread, density is there. I call that goat just a little rounder in terms of his breastbone and chest. Shoulders a little more open. He's a little too steep out of his hip. Goat we've got here probably balances better from the side. So when you step in behind him, though, there's just not enough. He's too flat in his leg. We need to open him up in his forerib and give him more genuine shape. Doe right here is long, extended, and good balance. Unfortunately, from behind, just not enough. She probably is the one of the ones that remain that's better in terms of her composition. I just need more raw power, raw density. Painted up goat here. Probably has a little bit more in terms of up high from behind. I think it's from the side where I go ahead and slide that one down a spot. That one's chest to flank relations off. Don't know if that one's just attractive enough from the side. Dapple we got here, really good body shape, good lower body cavity, and I think one just from the standpoint of length of neck, build of hind leg, I have no issue with. To me, I call that one a little too soft to the touch, probably just a little rounder in terms of her muscle pattern and of that goat's build. Black goat over here is one that, once again, tall at the point of his shoulder. I like that one's top line build and hind leg. For me, we study that one's ear shape, a little longer, kind of correlates to how much muscle she's got from there back. Just need more. Dapple that wraps us up. One that in terms of forerib, flank, and just practicality, I have no issues with. He's probably the softest to the touch, a little loose in terms of his height. We got to make that go balance better from the side. Awfully good class, so let's put our hands together for these kids on a job well done.
Okay, as they're exiting the ring, results from Class 2, third place finisher from the Hair Bears 4-H was Gavin Hammer. Second place from Roadrunners, Jaden Patrick. And first in that class from the Wahama FFA was Casey Tennant. Congratulations. Class 3 may have ranked this time. Class 3, Braden Moody, Courtney Henry, Eli Smith, Michaela Hickman, Easton Holly, Chloe Patrick, Brantley Clark, William Hickman, Daisy Schoonover, Henley Scarberry, and Riley Ingle. You may enter the ring at this time. Class 4, you can be making your way to the gate, please. Class 4. When you get up here, just come on inside the show ring and get in behind the gate. Jordan's standing there. Just line up in behind, or stage your goats in behind the gate in the show ring. That way you're in out of the way.
pieces of each one of them to blend them together. The reason this goat wins is balance and just skeleton. That thing is by some margin the most unique from the side. His neck ties high, his chest is up in, shoulders got some angle, knee sets right, top line, hip, hind leg, all go in the right direction. His shape is interesting because from behind, the lower part of his hip reads stout. You get up on him. I personally wish his rack was a little bigger. His loin's okay, but I just think from a balance standpoint, that goat's got quality. If you ask me which one, I personally would like to take home and probably feed on a little bit just to see what happens. It's actually the goat in second. I think that one's got some interesting parts and pieces. His best look is in motion. That's why I lapped him again. Man, he's arrogant up front. He's got probably a bigger rack and a bigger loin than our class winner. Not as stout through the base of his hip. But I'll be honest with you, I think his problem today is he's a little out in terms of his chest, a little off behind his shoulder. For as stout as he reads up high, I don't know if it necessarily matches all the way through. That's what I would fix that goat. This goat down here, awesome from the side, and young lady, you flat out got him stuck. That thing's up-headed. I like his chest and sternum. Top line good, tail set's right, hind leg is very, very nice. From a trimness aspect, I like him a good deal. If we're just talking raw horsepower, I don't know if he's as wide as the divisional as the two ahead of him. Now, if we're talking power and just spread, that's the stoutest goat in this class. That thing is gnarly headed, big arms, massive coming at you and going away. Bottom line, with all of his power, it kind of throws off his build. He gets a little more open and bulky about his shoulder, hits a little round. I personally think he's pushing his hock out going away. Just don't know if he hits me as hard from the side. This goat right here, real arrogant up front. I like the shape of his muscle up high. It's fresh and firm. I will tell you though, he reads of the top five the most immature in his body shape. And the reason I say that, if you study the lower part of his body cavity, he just looks a little raw and a little more cut up. If his rib cage would have ever dropped, I think that would totally change the look of that goat. Right now, he just comes in a few more pieces. That goat here, hey man, if you want to talk about roundness of body, having some lower rib cage, I like that goat a good deal. He's sound structured. On the handle, too soft to the touch. Got to make him stout out through his hiding. Just don't read enough cheek shape. What we've got here, honestly, kind of grew on me. Kind of the Cape goat. When I first walked out, I said, man, I don't know if it's got just enough. And then he handled it, and his rack and his order are actually really, really good. And that's why I ended up sliding him up. Problem for me today is he's probably a rib too long, little round off both ends. I personally think he needs to be stouter at the surface. Black-headed goat comes out next. Another one for me that just in terms of lower body and hind leg. Tallness and shoulder I like. On the touch, just a little too round. Need more muscle shape and right out the back of that shoulder blade and from behind. Go right here at the end
about halfway through today's show, so right now I want to go over our sponsors one more time. Our Grand Reserve Champion Goat banners are sponsored by Mackenzie Jones Realtor with the Angie Zimmerman Realty Company. Our Grand Champions will also receive a belt buckle sponsored by United Producers. New awards, called the Man at the Gate Award in remembrance of Roy McCord, presented to the third place finisher and will be presented by his family. Rookie of the Year banner sponsored by the Roadrunners 4H Club. Banner goes to the highest placing exhibitor and the species for the first year of showing. The Born and Ready winner will receive 500, sponsored by Bob Marcus. Yoder Award was presented for the Queen Fall, sponsored by Pat Rouse, Sam, and Kenny Nyber. Banners for all the shows this year will purchase locally at the Mason County Career Center, designed and printed by the Graphic Design Class. Also, the show ring donated by DJN Hardwood and Veneer, located in West Columbia. And the backdrop, as of last year, was sponsored by Rocky and Susan Service down for the 50s. Thank you, sponsors.
I like other stuff there going on too, but I don't get the bracelet until
And a big thank you to our County Commissioner, Sam Nyber. He put up the fees for all the stalls, and all the stall fees for each showman this year. So he did it last year, he did it again this year. So thank you, Sam. One other company we want to thank this morning. They've supplied all the funds for the new bleachers section over here on the right-hand side. The Class 1 Foundation, they supplied the funds to add the bleachers, and our Mason County Career Center people installed those. So we want a big thank you to them for the donation and for the kids who put it in.
It's the most in line with what I like. It also doesn't hurt that he handles stuff. wanted to get a good look of, and I don't know if we necessarily got it, was the one that ends up in third, because I think that thing is just as manly in his head, his chest, his arm, and he is very, very pulled apart. And unfortunately, that look right there is where I'm a little bit more hesitant to buy in. Chest drops out, he's off up behind his shoulder, he's too round off both ends of his build. Cool parts, just don't know if it fits together. Gentleman's goat right here, really toned up, shapely kind of goat that I like, just in terms of length and skeleton, probably more than the one we have there in third. Same time, too flat, its body shape. Study that thing round up. We got to pull it apart. Even though its shape is good, I need more of it. This goat right here kind of surprised me. When we stepped off the side, I guess my first impression maybe wasn't just as high, but the longer that we're out here, that thing's got a long neck, but I think most importantly when you step in and handle. That doe is very surprising in terms of the real amount of muscle she's got laying over the top side of her spine, and yet she's stout from behind. Now the reason I drop her down, her build gets her in a little trouble, especially rear third. Hip, hind leg need to go better. So man, long neck, Mongo back, like a lot of things about that one. Goat we've got here from the side, I think can hang with any of them. Long neck, really good in his top line. I like his tail set and build. Step in and handle it, he's just too soft. And I think this view right here also gets him in trouble. He's just a little too plain to the base of his leg. Goat we've got coming out next is actually bigger in terms of the lower part of his hip. Doesn't match up high. He's probably too rounded in shape as well. Pushing a little bit more cover, or even just a little thicker in terms of the base of his neck. Probably doesn't balance up as nicely as the one ahead. Goat we've got coming out next. Really good in terms of just raw shape and expression. Over its rack and going, I like the turn of that thing's leg. From the side, a little off in its top line, a little rounder in terms of shoulder blade and hip. But a goat that, like I said, got some good things up high. Need that one to come together nicer. From the side, goat we've got here next. Really tall at the point of its shoulder. I like that one probably is more collected down its spine and out of its hip in motion than the one we just saw. Same time, we study that one's true dimension and shape, and I think that's where we start getting a few more question marks because up high we handle too round, hip shape's a little too flat, shoulders a little too big. Go right here. I think that one's the advantage over the one that follows. It's just real content up high. Same time, probably just a little too open, a little too coarse for a guy like me. This goes longer, more extended. Same time, probably a little too frail down low. Kind of tells the story up high in terms of content. Good group of them though. A lot of differences in terms of handle. Let's put our hands together for those kids.
Okay, thank you, Class 4. Third place in our Class 4 finisher was from Wahama FFA, Grady Call. Second place, also from Wahama FFA, was Trace Tennant. And first place, Mason County FFA, was Kaylin Wood. Up next, Class 5. Class 5 is ranked this time. Ava Frank, Ava Rickard, Kayla Henry, Kenzie Arbogast, Lola Tolliver, Alexa Tolliver, Matthias James, Braylee Hall, and Avery Weaver. And Judge, this is your class. These goats all weighed in at 85 pounds. Up next, immediately following this class, Class 6. Make your way to the ring, please. Class 6 to the holding area. Nicole Oldacre, Joanna Finley, Wyatt Oldacre, Emma Ingalls, Kagan Scarberry, Amelia Rickard, and Maya Buckle. Make your way to the ring, please.
it's his front skeleton where I get in trouble with him. He's too rock forward in his knee and shoulder. His design of his neck and where it sits just falls out, put him in motion. He's just got to be better structured. Going over here is so intriguing from the side. I love that thing. Look just in terms of presence and what he represents. I just wish there was more. I think compared to those top three, he gets a little out-horsed in this class. His skeleton, though, is second best. In terms of muscle, there's even a goat sitting on the other side of him that's truthfully probably got more. His shape's good. I needed that weather man up in order to play. Goat that comes out next. It's one that from the side maybe doesn't hit you as hard, but on the handle, big loin edge, stout hip, and one that's got some chest width. For me, though, it goes back to skeleton. I just read that one a little too round up front, off behind his shoulder, and a little too awkward in terms of hind leg. I like the height of his shoulder and length of neck in this goat here. One that in terms of top line's right, really trim and fresh to the touch, similar to what I just told the gentleman. Need more of him. He's not just the bulkiest thing in the world. We're going to open his chest and make him bigger out of his hip for him to slide up. Black-headed goat here. Practical, good body kind of a goat that actually is really good in motion. I just think he reads a little too thick up in terms of the base of his neck, shape of his shoulder, just a little plainer in terms of his image. Red goat here probably has the advantage in terms of length and shape of neck. Love that one's top line, love that one's tail set and hind leg. On the handle, a little too soft to the touch. Gotta make that one just a little bit more massive to play. Goat that wraps this up is one that in terms of forearm and just shape of body, I have no issue with. One that to me just reads a little frailer, a little more immature in terms of muscle pattern. Wish there was just a little bit more. Nice group of them though. Congrats to those kids.
Thank you, Class 5. Our third place finisher in Class 5, Rainbow Warriors 4H, Alexis Oliver. Second, the Lahoma FFA was Ava Frank. And first, for the Rainbow Warriors, is Lola Collins. Up next, Class 6. Class 6, you may enter the ring at this time. Nicole Oldacre, Joanna Finley, Wyatt Oldacre, Emma Ingalls, Kate Scarberry, Amelia Rickard, and Maya Buckle. We have total 7 entries in this class. They all weighed in at 90 pounds.
and square. And I still think he balances all right. What's the problem, buddy? You're in class without. Just being honest. That thing from the side, I like your note. I don't know if it's just as out there as our class one. Red over here is a little kind of surprising. He handles pressure than I anticipated. A lot of times on these red ones, they get a little rounder. It is not so square. I like his build. Bottom line doesn't have as much as the two ahead of you. Headed up, go comes next. I think one that in terms of just content of muscle, I'm fine with. Shape of hip is good. To me, a little rounder in terms of build. Shoulders a little bulky. Hips a little off. Just need to make that one proportion better. Go over here. Really good in terms of height. You did a good job getting that one presented. Same time, just a little plain in terms of look. A little lower in terms of her next step. A little more off in terms of where her hip sets. A little flatter on her rear feet. Go over here. Fresh, firm trim to me. Too thick at the base of his neck. Too round in his shoulder. Need to stout him up in his bum work. Go for wraps and stuff. Really good body scope. Love that one. Lower body proportion. Same time. I don't know if there's just enough real shape right out the back of that one shoulder. Need to make that one stouter all the way through. Really good set. Really good class winner. Let's put our hands together for those kids.
Okay, congratulations. There's out for class 6. Third place for the Silver Showstopper. Emma Ingalls. Second place for Garner Stardusters. Taylor Starberry. And with the Road Runners 4-H Club, first is Joanna Finley. Up next is class 7. Is our final class of the day. And we'll be getting all our first places back in here for our final drive. And we will get you a grand reserve right on down to 10th place. So, class 7, you may enter the ring 5th time. Class 7, Eli Hickman, Colton Stanley, Carson Pinch, Alex Pinch, and Paxton Zirkle. We have a total of 5 entries in this class. They rate out at 95 and 100 pounds. Class 7, you can enter the ring at this time. We're ready for it.
Hi, aliens. You can't really
could be possible we need to go clear back to 4th, 5th place to come into place. So do not leave your goats and listen for your name, please.
Over there, I'll stand for a minute. Yes, that way you're listening. You will go over there where it's dry. Her crown. Here, you should I bring you a shoe? For the landstone.
Top trio, I think our class winner is the combination of the two behind it. It's got the power of our second place goat, the look and build of our class winner, of our third place goat, but probably just to a higher degree. I think for a big goat, that thing still reads athletic, still reads youthful, like a skeleton in motion. It's a really nice place to start. Goat 7, Burley. I love that thing from a power aspect, stout-headed, right kind of ear shape, and really massive all the way back. Compared to our winner, maybe a little more jammed up in his front skeleton, a little deeper in his chest, a little more open in his shoulder. Just want to clean him up from the side. Goes to lines up third. Really neat looking from the side. I like his length and neck, his height, his shoulder. Top line's good. Hip and hind leg work awesome. Step in behind him and need a little more. I don't think he's just as burly as what we finally wanted to, especially right there over his rack and his low head. I think we can power him up. He might slide up his spot. Goat right here, awesome body shape, really big hip goat. That seems just a little too plain from the side, a little more open at the top of his shoulder, off of his top line, a little steeper out of his hip. Goat that wraps his up, really good on the go. I like his hind leg, I like the construction of his shoulder blade, and he needs more muscle to move up. Probably not just as stout as what we find in his other core, but quality all the way through. Let's put our hands together for our last class of the day.
Okay, congratulations, Class 7, third place. Rainbow Warriors, Alex Pence. Wahama FFA was second with Colton Stanley, and first place was Carson Kent, the Rainbow Warriors. Carson, we're going to ask that you stay in the ring at this time. We're going to hold you, and we need to bring back all of our first place finishers. We are ready to start our final drive. We're going to get the drain and reserve to 10th place for everyone. From Class 1, we need Willow Ingalls representing Mason County Center Vocational FFA. Class 2 winner from the Wahama FFA, Casey Kennedy. Class 3 winner from Mason County FFA, Daisy Schoonover. For Class 4, also from Mason County Vocational FFA, Kaylin Wood. Class 5, from the Rainbow Warriors, Lola Tolliver. Class 6, from Roadrunners 4-H Club, Joanna Finley. And Class 7, from the Rainbow Warriors
that, I think once we've got Sandy out here, make a heck of a lot of sense. I'm going to talk about a conversation I had with a gentleman right here. I'm just going to be very blunt.
Little mister.
I judged class 6, and I said, well, that's like bringing a tank to a butter knife fight. Just being honest. And I said the only way that one gets beat is if Godzilla shows up in class 7. And I don't think that Godzilla has showed up, despite all the weather. Could still happen maybe. But that class 6 goat, I'm terrible. I can't hide my blood. Like, that thing is impeccable. I judged the hogs yesterday, and I will be very frank. To this point, class 6 animal is the best one that's walked through the ring, and I mean that sincerely. I've judged a lot of goat shows on a lot of different levels. That one, no offense to the parents, probably shouldn't be at county fair. Just being honest. That one could go play at a very high level. And I mean that sincerely. We do this a lot. We feed a lot of them. That is my kind to a T. She wins this thing for fun. I'll go shake her hand, but let's make a lot of noise for it.
Okay, big congratulations to our grand champion, market goat, Miss Joanna Finley from the Roadrunners 4-H Club. She is also our Rookie of the Year winner.
All class 3 and 4s, get back here. We're starting to club.
Okay, I believe we need our class 2 from second place goat from class 2. Or class 6, I'm sorry. Second place to class 6 to step in.
Do you want me to attach it to the
Like I said, you know how I feel about our champion, but I think there's another one out here that is very, very high quality, and I didn't mean any disrespect in the way that I described that one, because I think this we can also have this similar conversation of why is this one at a county fair. I think this one, take it to jackpots, take it where you need to go, and I think it can play. The young lady out of class 4 is going to have her.
And now our class 4 reserve champion goes to our Mason County Vocational Center FFA representative Kaylin Wood. Congratulations, Kaylin. And now we need Trace Tennant to step in. Trace Tennant.
We get ready to get you, I believe, 8 more to finalize your top 10. I'm not going to sit here and keep talking on the mic. I'll set it down and show you my next 8 favorites. But if you guys will, let's make sure we show these kids some love. They have done an awesome, awesome job today getting these things presented at a very high level.
And our third place goes to Tracy Tennant. From our class 2, we need Jaden Patrick to step in now. Jaden. And our fourth place now out of Class 5, Lola Tolliver. And at this time, Ava Frank. Ava Frank, we need you back in the ring now if you're good. Lola Tolliver, she's out of the Rainbow Warriors 4-H. And next up, fifth place, Miss Daisy Schoonover from Class 3. And she was representing the Mason County Vocational FFA. Now we need Braden Moody. Braden Moody into the ring. And our sixth place finisher was Jaden Patrick from Class 2. She was our second place finisher in Class 2 from Road Runners 4-H. And now we need Gavin Hammer. Gavin Hammer, third place from Class 2. Enter the ring, please.
Fourth placers need to go to the barn. Fourth placers need to come to the barn. They're already into third.
Okay, this time, need fourth place to be making your way to the barn. We may need some fourth place placers, so make your way to the barn, please. Made it into the showroom. Fourth place. Okay, next up in line was Miss Ava Franks from Class 5. Represented Wahama FFA, and she was a second place finisher. Now we need Alexa Tolliver, our third place finisher from that class. Alexa Tolliver. Next up in line is Trace Tennant from Class 4 from Wahama FFA. Now we need Grady Call, third place finisher from that class. Grady Call. Remember, Class 4 be on standby. We've got some Class 3s in here now, so you may be up next. Be at the barn ready to enter. And Grady Call from Class 4 from Wahama FFA is next in line. Now we need a fourth place Finisher. Kevin Fields from Class 4. Kevin Fields. And 10th place from Class 6, Caden Scarberry from the Vernon Stardust. Okay, let's give a big congratulations, round of applause to our top 10. And all the other shows that's here at the ring. Everybody did a great job today, and we're proud of each and every one of you. Judge, do you have anything else, sir?